President Trump saying he has no intention of firing Fed Chair Jay Powell before his term for leading the central bank before it ends next year.
None whatsoever. Never did. The press runs away with things. No, I have no intention of firing him. I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. This is a perfect time to lower interest rates. If he doesn't, is it the end? No, it's not. But it would be good timing. It could have taken place earlier. But no, I have no intention to fire him.
The president has increased his criticism of Chair Powell lately, on Monday calling him Mr. Too Late and a major loser, but he spelled it correctly, L-O-S-E-R, versus most of our viewers that spell it with two O's. The Wall Street...
When you're talking about who?
Yeah, exactly. It could be you, it could be me, it could be Andrew, it could be Trump, could be... the Wall Street Journal says some of the president's advisors told him that an attempt to fire the Fed chair would result, no flies on them. It could result in some pain for the financial markets, like yesterday, and a legal battle. Treasury Secretary, or the day before yesterday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was said to be one of the people who spoke with Trump. But, it was Hassett last week, who supposedly has a line to the president and doesn't just speak, out of turn, who said that they were investigating ways of doing it. So whatever happened, I think someone, maybe the lead editorial in the Journal said they're not sure what happened, but we'll take it at this point, whether you can learn from this. Same with China.
Yeah. But if you're not talking to China, right, there are still no talks.
Yeah, there's no talks.
So this is like all lemmings. Just everyone's like, now he's going to be nice. Tomorrow he won't be nice.
Scott Bessent told like a small group of people it would be nice, if everybody had that info at the same time. I'm not totally.
JP Morgan.
I'm not totally shocked that we're not going to, completely decouple from the world's second largest economy. And all along, it's been sort of in the back of people's minds that we're, talk tough and try to get something. We may not ever get anything.
We should get a comp reel of all the things that he said, just even like the last 3 weeks, and just play them back to back, and then.
Well, the thing is we feel better today because this is what we would like to hear, that the markets are going to be allowed to, or the Fed's going to be allowed to operate independently, that we are going to have a calmer conversation with China. But the problem is you don't know what damage has been done to the confidence because everybody's on tenterhooks. You don't know what's coming next. But hopefully we can put some of this back in.
The last paragraph of it's called the up the down tariff escalator. If Mr. Bessent can move markets merely with comments that a trade truce is coming, imagine how the markets would respond if Mr. Trump simply called the whole thing off.
Yep.
Let's call
simply called the whole tariff.
And it's a reminder that this is self-inflicted, the volatility that we've seen in the market.
It's self-inflicted. It's whether you believe that there's something that needed to be done that actually could be done.
Not necessarily. Look, I agree that there are areas
you
where
mean
that we could get better deals. There are ways to get better trade
capricious.
agreements.
The capricious nature of the...
Correct.
Right.
There are ways to get better trade agreements, and he's right. We've gotten ripped off in a lot of ways. We have done it, though, to exchange, in exchange for peace around the world and for making sure that we have access to different things. It's been a huge part of our global defense. So you got to think about the trade-offs that come with those, too. But he's right. We have given up.
And there's a few places.
On the economic front.
I think India, looking at some of the... It'd be nice,
India are talking...
It'd be nice to have a great new deal.
But here's the thing. Even if he does not go as far as you think, the toothpaste is out of the tube. You can put a little bit of the toothpaste back in, but you know how there's always that little edge, a little crust on the edge? That's not going back.
I don't want that part back.
I don't know whether that's... I don't know whether that's a toothpaste that's really the best for cleaning your teeth. Or I mean, by the end of this year, we could be at. I don't know where we're going to be. Will the dollar continue falling? Will no one invest in the United States anymore? Will no countries trust the United States forever. I don't
I'm just
think
saying
all
there's
the
going to be, it's all on the
okay,
margin.
some of it.
It is
but
on margin. And
right.
David Solomon made me feel a lot better yesterday.
I'm saying it's on the margin.
I don't
but
think
the margin is at some point in a $1 trillion economy. The margin.
I
is
think
big.
it all.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know if it happens, but there's a possibility that there's actually more positive things than happen than negative after it's all said and done.
We'll see. I mean, it feels better to hear what he's saying overnight, for sure.
I don't. What I took some heart in today was that the group in the administration that are pushing for the 40%
Right.
top rate, there's like 3 of them, and everybody else is like, "What are you talking?
Outside
you're
advisors,
a Republican?
too.
What are you
Right.
exactly?
Right.
How do you think? Why do you think you got elected and won a majority?"
Well, it's interesting because it tells you a little bit about who has influence this time around, who his closest advisors are in the White House versus last time, where it was Gary Cohn and some others who were.
Well, the whole, the populace, it's populist versus more classic conservatives, and we'll see who wins out. I think, I'm not for nothing, but aren't you glad Bessent's there?
I'm very glad.
That's
Scott
what I
Bessent.
think.
Yes.
Scott's there, and and he seems kind of. He's so calm, and like when we talk to him,
so well.
and I think he might be like that when there's chaos around him, and he's like, hey, this is just, and when push comes to shove, I don't know what actually happens. Yeah. I'm just worried it's going to be so long. I think we're talking about 2020, 2029 or something, 2028.
It has not yet been 100 days.
You're not going to make it.
I was thinking the idea that it has not been.
I've said the country's going to be fine, but I mean, and I'm back to the counterfactual. Most Trump supporters at this point, even if they're disillusioned, it would take probably World War III to wish that Kamala Harris had won that election.
I think that one of your fans and Trump supporters wrote on Twitter yesterday to you that an auto pen would have been better.
No, but I don't.
So
I don't
let's
think that's.
Just understand.
I don't think
how
that's
people
true.
Really.
Well,
that
that's
was
what we
remark about.
Well, did
Biden
you like the 4 years of auto pen? Did you like the 11?
Yeah, actually, the markets did. The economy did. Yes, actually.
No one's wages went up, and you had 11 million illegal aliens come into this country.
Yep.
I know that's okay with you, but you're worried about this one going back. The rule of law was.
I am worried about the rule of law.
Yeah, but not for 11 million. They totally ignored the rule of law coming here. Now you're talking about it again. So it's back to whataboutism. And so 11 million is fine. Well, when did you talk about the rule? When did you talk about the rule of law when the border was open?
Constantly.
Okay.
We got a lot to get through this morning. We're going to talk about some of the stocks on the move, including Tesla, when we come back. We'll talk about that first quarter results from that company. Also, the impact of Elon Musk devoting more time to the car company and less time to government work. He says that's going to start next month. Stay tuned. You're watching Squawk Box on CNBC.